Hey, and welcome back to another episode of World of Horror. So I looked up just in between videos to find out exactly how to unlock the challenge mode because I didn't really pay too much attention to it when I unlocked it previously. So what you have to do is you have to play through a custom game without resting at home. And so we're going to do that in this episode, as like try to play through a campaign, complete it, not rest at all. I'll probably put it back on normal difficulty for this one, which is Cultist. Yeah. So we're going to do that one. We're going to go with Mimi. And we'll keep the Hunted by the Cult because if we complete this one, not only would we get like Restless, but we'll also get this one completed as well, which will unlock more stuff also. Alright, and can I just hit random? No, unfortunately, I guess I can't randomize it. I wish I could just randomize them as well. We're just gonna do this one because we're not going to cast spells anyway. Raises Doom. We get more random encounters with cultists. We got a free spell, which is like recover 1 injury removal plus 4 doom. It's actually not bad, but like I said, I'm probably not going to use it. We're going to put the scalpel on. Because she's got such high knowledge, it allows us to do that. We're going to swap the police station out for the occult shop. I don't think anything's changed. Oh, we're going to add the witch's tree on here, even though it's probably going to be a bad idea. But I don't think anything else has been added because I haven't done anything since the last episode. Someone crammed a mailbox full of animal entrails. Gross. Let's see, we're going to go get our free money. We used the nurse outfit last time. What else do we have? Let's go with that one. That one looks fine. Get the free experience. Alright, what do we got? We got Moonlight Sailors, which this was like in one of the initial 9 episodes, I think. The ramen Coma we've done recently. We haven't done that one. Okay, cool. So the Coma is the only one we've done more recently. So let's go ahead and get it out of the way. More and more people fall unconscious and cannot be awakened. People who try to awake the patient. I'm not going to read it. I've read it in 2 different episodes. I'm just joking with you. So we don't want to rest. I'm not even going to bother with getting the prepare either because, like, I don't want to, I'm going to kind of just speed through this one, to be honest, but I don't want to get that because it gives us extra experience, but I think it gives us more doom or something like that. I can't remember. Hearing an eerie sound coming from behind the door, you decide to check it out. At first glance, the abandoned classroom seemed empty. Once your eyes get used to the darkness, you discover an unusual sigil drawn on the floor. Judging by the smoke, someone put the candles out the moment you entered. Light the candles, pick up the book, study the writing on the blackboard. We're going to pick up the book. You recognize the sticker on the book. It came from the local library, +1 item. I think this is like usable. Yeah, it deals more damage to plants. Or does 8 damage to plant enemies. Adds new status. Don't know what that's about. Don't know what the add more to, or add the status is about. Alright, let's see. While you walk through the crowded space, someone bumps into you quickly, apologizing, realizing what happened. Cool, perception check success. They stole your wallet. You quickly grab their arm, and they drop it before disappearing. +5 experience. That's actually the best case scenario. You meet with your friend who has recently started her nursing practice. You lazily chat on the floor, or on the roof, on the floor. Well, I mean, you're on the floor of the roof of the hospital watching the sunset. Now would be the perfect opportunity to ask about recent unearthly events. I'm going to ask about them because we're in the moment of calm is reason back. So we lose to reason. Her stories about missing patients, mysterious surgeries, and strange infections are helpful, but they kill the mood. Plus 10 experience, minus 2 reason. Walking through the hospital corridor, you hear a disgustingly slurping sound coming from the closet. It's the bloodsucker vampire. Come on, Mimi. Cool. I'm not reading the flavor text stuff either because I think this campaign was in the last 2 episodes, so I don't want to do that, you know. People point and talk about a man on the other side of the street. He looks confused, muttering to himself while occasionally touching a festering wound on his cheek. You stop in your tracks and listen to the man's cursed incantations. Gain spell. Seal of... What is this? I've never seen this one before. The Seal of Bramel. +1 knowledge. I don't think I can... Discard on use. I don't think I can... I guess I can. We're going to roll the dice. We're going to do that. And then we're going to discard this one. And... 10's decent. The reason I went ahead and did that, even though it got me more doom, is because the scalpel, as described in like the last episode, is a knowledge-based weapon, and the more knowledge you have, the better she is using it. So it's just an improvement, you know? You can hear a faint sobbing sound coming from an alley nearby. There, you are approached by a man on his knees. When you take a step closer, he suddenly stops and perks up. You can hear the nauseating sound of tearing skin. It's this guy. The glued corpse. Alright, cool. And here's part of Mimi's obsession. You blend in with the hospital staff and make your way into the unmarked ward. Well, she would. She's a nurse. Where a particular patient catches your eye, they look to be catatonic, eyes glazed over, shallow breathing, but of most interest are the irregular growths along the abdomen. You wouldn't be much of a nurse if you ignored them, right? They need help. So inspect the patient, excise the growth. We'll inspect. You eagerly pull on your spare pair of surgical gloves and probe at the growths, making mental notes about the texture and shape. When you're back home with your textbooks, you realize that it doesn't match any known diagnosis. Isn't that amazing? You need to do some more digging later. +3. So she's like obsessed, not just with like, she's obsessed with like weird, I guess, body like horror and disfigurements and like things like that. Like I'm pretty sure the reason she became a nurse is because of that. So that's what her obsession is that she's like obsessed with those kinds of things. You've managed to sneak through the floor. Yeah, we already know this. We can't do nothing about it. Too bad. All right. Air feels heavier and harder to breathe. Isn't that like resting is like less effective, which doesn't matter because I'm not going to rest in this campaign? Yeah. We're going to go get some reason back. And then probably when we level up, we're going to get more reason also. So let's see. Moonlight Sailors, Rancid Ramen, bulletin board, eels. We're gonna go with the ramen. It looks like we got the lab results one, so we're gonna go the other way this time. Out of thin air, a brand new ramen restaurant opens up in town. It's adored by everyone. Oops, I skipped the story. Sorry about that. I hit the wrong button. Watching the local news, you spot a familiar street. It's a feature about the newest ramen shop. The food critic has a manic look as he describes the ramen. His description makes your stomach churn. Alright. Discard 2 items to complete this quest. We're not going to do that this time, even though we'd get more experience for it. Despite your friend's best efforts, you can feel like the neighborhood is starting to change. Threat level increase. Let's see, do they have... Oh, I gotta go get those pills. Let's see if there was a compass for sale. No. Orange cigarette, flashlight. So we'll go with a flashlight. Might as well. Try and get... We'll go get our free pills also. Pills here. Put the flashlight on, get more perception. Just do that so that we don't see that. Anyway, you can see the restaurant through the staircase window. You watch the door for hours, but never see any of the cooks enter nor leave. Okay, let's see. I might try for the compass again one more time. Mr. Oh! Your neighbor is a horror manga artist. He is struggling to come up with a satisfying ending to a story. Share your experience. Let him come up with his own stuff. What's that picture? Do I want to do the what's that picture? Because that could be really bad. Share your experience means literally give experience points for money. I'm not going to do that because we're about to level up. Let him come up with his own stuff. What's that picture? Let's see. Come up with your own stuff. It was all a dream. You're a genius, he shouts, grabbing a pencil. Excuse me now. I've got a bestseller to write. You roll your eyes and prepare to leave. Isn't that kind of like... That must have been like a really great like twist when that first happened. But the whole story was just a dream is kind of overplayed and like... It's almost like a Deus Ex Machina to get out of like writing yourself into a corner. It never really happened, you know. The only true way to investigate is to get into the restaurant yourself. Excuse me, do you have a moment to talk about our real Lord and Savior? The day of reckoning is coming, says a voice on the other side of the line. You definitely don't like the way the man said on the other side of the line puts the accent on real. Hello, are you still there? Hang up immediately. You put down the phone. A little shaken. Just how many people did that odd man call today? -1 reason. It seems that you were not the only one, or the only one waiting to try it for yourself. You stand in line for hours, your questioning falls on deaf ears, and you're shunned. You know, I don't think I've mentioned this in the original episode that this was in. But this kind of reminds me of that Supernatural episode with the turducken burger. I won't go into any more details about that. If you know, you know. If you don't, you want to know, just like look it up or watch that episode. Okay. We're going to go over here. The road. Oh man, I wish I had the map. Oh well. The road seems to twist and turn. When you're not looking, trapping you in the neighborhood. This neighborhood. Get lost. Get lost. You spend hours trying to find your way out. Finally, completely exhausted, you end up on the main street as the passage to the blighted neighborhood slowly closes behind you. The smell around the restaurant is overpowering. Grease, rot, and... Is that blood? You can smell blood. Go on looking in the streets. Ooh, gonna get that. Gonna get that experience. We're gonna get fast learner. Extra experience boost from taking damage in battle. We're gonna grab some reason. Although I really wanted to put that into, knowledge. I do have the flashlight, but I think I'm going to just help your friend this time. It's been almost a year since your childhood friend moved away to the another city. He left suddenly without even saying goodbye. In a recent letter, he apologized for the disappearance and asked you to remove the furniture from his flat because he wanted to sell it. In the envelope, you find a key to his apartment. Help your friend. Strength check, success. Find another letter behind the wardrobe. It explains the reason your friend left was that the shadow people were stalking him. You shudder when you realize you haven't seen the moving company truck driver's face. 5 experience. It's finally your turn to order. 1 ramen, please. The owner grins, widens. Suddenly, an empty bottle smashes on the wall behind you. You cover yourself in the glass fragments and notice a masked assailant holding a baseball bat. It's this character, who by the, I kind of showed it the last time we fought them. You get the prescription filled at the pharmacy. If you have, and I think you have to beat a campaign with the, like, Yakuza guy that's addicted to cigarettes. You get the Yakuza Den gets unlocked at the seaside. And if you do all of that, beat this character, take the prescription to the pharmacy, and then take it to her there, you unlock this character. So that's how you unlock the character. But we're just going to have to fight with a rioter. What's this? Prescription. And if you unlock that character, they're replaced with basically a carbon copy. And if I remember correctly, you get a switchblade every time you beat them after that. The red bowl is pushed in your face. It's so crowded that you're forced to sit on the floor. Our master is coming and we all can bask in his glory. We've got the glitched magician, which might be the part of the cult. I don't know. But he only does doom damage, which isn't exactly good, but that means that we don't have to worry about other stuff either. Alright. With a slick hand, you fill a vial with the soup and walk out, all without tasting the weird dish. With the pulling of some delicate strings, you get the ramen to a lab. While handing over the gathered materials, you hesitate. What should you send to the laboratory? Just a vial of ramen, because we don't have anything else. A mere day later, your friend rings your door. He rings your face. Her face is pale, and in a shaky hand, she holds you the analysis sheet. You usher her into the and bolt the door. You feel ill looking at the charts. While they couldn't identify some of the particles, they did discover a highly addictive drug in the broth. The ramen restaurant must be closed immediately. A week later, police and government officials are looking over where the ramen restaurant used to be. Nothing remains but a gap in the street and aimless, confused customers. You'd like to believe that it was the end of it, but snippets from the newspaper from other cities unsettle you. Brief articles about an exciting new ramen restaurant open and its mysterious owner keeps showing up. You can no longer eat noodles without feeling ill. Alright. An experience, -3 doom, +1 reason stamina, 1 day passes. Dangerous bands of rioters are gathering around downtown the area. The police are hopeless. Well, we don't even have the police station to lower the threat levels, so it doesn't matter. Got a key. We're gonna go get free experience this time because I think the stamina and reason are high enough that it's not as big a deal. Okay, so we've got eels, bulletin, midnight sailors. It began with one fisherman who dragged something truly awful from the belly of the ocean. a dark, writhing ooze that mesmerized him beyond control. He hid himself away for a week, adoring it, not to be seen until one moonlit night, when a young girl spotted his boat drifting away. A single lantern swinging at the helm, and the captive fisherman singing eerily to his catch. Now, more and more fishermen have begun to find the vile ooze in their nests, and one by one they are disappearing. Soon the ocean will have taken them all. You know, I already know who the culprit is. It's the galactically feared, globally reviled, and universally despised Ivan Ooze. You start your investigation hoping to overhear some rumors at the fish market. Discard 2 items to complete this quest. I don't remember which ending. Actually, I don't think you can get the other ending of this unless you're in the other timeline. So other than just throwing away items to get like some extra experience, I don't think it really matters. And no, they still don't have slot B, flashlights, and slot B. We're gonna buy the cigarettes just to throw them away. Can I throw the prescription away too? Unfortunately, no. It's an expensive pharmaceutical drug, but we're just gonna put that in storage. I could throw the painkillers away. Why not? Sure. It's Christmas, ain't it? Find a huge pile of nets and hooks preparing for the big hunt. Quickly throw them into the ocean. Maybe that'll stop them from sailing out. Alright. Alarmed by the sound of glass breaking, you discover the corpse of a police officer lying in a pool of blood. Looks like someone or something tore his throat out. Okay, so I'm not going to check his wounds. Let's escape before people arrive. You escape before anyone arrives, +2 reason. Although you brave the stench for hours, and glean nothing beside the fact that the fisherman had a wife. Perhaps you should pay her a visit? In the alleyway, when you enter a metro car, you notice an oddly shaped package on the seat opposite to you. It's marked with your name. You reach for the package, but hesitate, an icy feeling settling in your pit of your stomach. Examine the package or ignore it. Oh gosh, what should we do? What should we do? Let's look at the package. Dexterity check failure. It's not until you unwrap it that you understand what it is. Shocked, you let it fall to the floor, and your blood from your bloodied hands. Well, we lost the 2 reason that we gained. When you arrive at the fisherman's house, it stands long vacated. Peering in through the dusty window, you recoil in shock. What do we see? What did we see? You enter the workshop. I am gonna fight the sculpture. I never do, but let's do it. Enter the art workshop. The room is cluttered with half-finished sculptures and bizarre masks hanging on the wall. One sculpture strikes you eerily realistic. Check it. The head of the sculpture looks so lifelike. You move closer, raise your hand nervously to touch it. It falls off. Prepare for combat. A headless person stumbles out of the sculpting classroom, and it reaches for your head. We got the headless mannequin. It does 1 to all. That's why I usually don't fight it. But Mimi should be able to handle it. Right? There we go. Cool. Level up. Leadership, charisma, luck, or perception. What does luck even do in this game? I don't know. I think it's kind of a hidden stat, but we're going to go with it. And I'm going to get more knowledge. The fisherman's wife lies in the kitchen, mutilated and covered with black marks. Countless spoons fly out of the cupboard when the ghostly figure materializes in the middle of the room. It's the room ghost. And we're just gonna run because, like, I don't want to die. Surely someone else must have caught one of these. You lurk around hoping to spot one of them. We're gonna go to the seaside. You decide to enter a small, shady bar in the docks. Maybe some of the old fishermen can help you in your quest. However, persuading them might be difficult. I'm not gonna buy them around. I'm gonna talk to them. Oh my gosh, cool. It actually worked. Usually doesn't work. You catch the fishermen in a good mood. They tell you tales of sunken cities inhabited by underwater things with too many legs. Did I accidentally talk to... Did I hit the drink, buy them a drink, or did I actually talk to them? And it's just the same thing. The young man has glassy eyes and mumbles his replies as he caresses his catch. The beating movements of his arms disturb you. Something gigantic and invisible leaves a deep void in the sea. It's not moving, and you swear it watches you. -2 reason. Let me sell this. I'm gonna check and see if they have something to help me get my reason back. Yes, prescription pills, highly addictive. So don't. I don't think I've ever taken enough of them in this game to actually get like a status ailment. I don't know if you can just get one from it, but I needed that reason back. Okay. After a slow interrogation, the young man manages to stutter out something about an organized fishing trip. The town's docks are a mix of modern warehouses, small shops, and bars, where the alternative crowd gathers. An ancient wooden temple occupies a small hill of the town center. Okay, so we usually do the warehouse job for money. I'm going to go pray at the temple. Doesn't matter if you believe or not. The smell of burning incense and old wood calms you down. +2. You know, the old wood thing, one of the things I think is really amazing about Japan and a lot of places is like there are structures like buildings and stuff that have been around for like thousands of years that are still there. And one of the things I like to do from time to time, because I probably will never get a chance to actually go visit any of them, is I like to take and Google like Shinto shrines, old Shinto shrines that are like, tragically they're not really being taken care of anymore, but like you see where it's like, you know, nature has reclaimed it. So you kind of see the wood of like the Torii Gate and the shrine, and it's like covered in like ivy and different types of plants and stuff, and it looks really gorgeous, you know what I mean? But it is kind of tragic that it's not really being taken care of. You slip out at night and race towards the beach, terrified of what's coming next. The full moon shines bright in the cloudless night sky, the ink-black ocean waves glimmering eerily. All the residents have drawn their shutters tight and locked their doors. Your footsteps are silent in the sand. The only audible sound... I bumped the mic, I'm sorry if that made a very audible sound. But the only audible sound are your ragged breathing and pounding heartbeat. You arrive at the water's edge breathless. The possessed fishermen's boats fill the horizon with their lights. Tiny yellow spots navigate across a dark ocean under a dark sky. You cannot make out the figures on board. It's not just the sailor. The black beings must have left their bodies. Shocked, you watch them sail away out of the harbor. You are terrified at their power, but relieved that they did not drag their meat puppets with them. There's like, the only way to get the other ending is to do it in the other alternate timeline. The black beings never return, yet mothers would not let their children play on the beach. Over the time, over the time. People forgot the last time they saw a boat out on the waves, although some claim they see strange beings come into the port at night. 45 experience, minus 3 doom, plus 1 stamina reason, 1 day passes. Imposing shadow cast by lighthouse getting longer each day. That means that like there's gonna be an extra floor, so we've got to hope that our doom's not bad. Ooh, that's very tricky, but at least we still have the water. We're just gonna get experience. Nice. Beckoning bulletin. We'll save the eels for last because we just did one that's ocean based. As the decades roll on, technology has only developed further. These days, computer bulletin boards software allows computers to communicate over phone lines. All it takes is a computer, a modem, and anybody can connect to a bulletin system or even host one of their own. Once you connect, you can read all of the messages on the bulletin board and even post your own to start a conversation. Isn't that just amazing? Many use them to share files or to chat about their favorite topics, everything from video games to sports to idol culture. But in the wake of a sudden string of weird, and by that I mean self-terminations, note to self, edit that word out. Things aren't all fun and games. Rumors have surfaced that the deaths are linked to bulletin systems operated from somewhere in Shinokawa. What is behind the self-terminations really sucks that I have to say that and I can't just say the word because, you know, the algorithm doesn't like that because I guess people are afraid of the word because it reminds them of the thing, which makes them not able to face the thing more. But I won't go into too much details about that. Anyway, how could so many people all be driven to taking their own liberties? Start an investigation. Even if the rumored bulletin system phone number is found, there is no hope of investigating without a computer that can connect to it. Maybe the school library has one that will work. If I remember correctly, I think we investigated the forest last time. We're not going to do that. We're going to go for another ending. Suddenly everything slows to a crawl. It's Time Warper, and he's got 2 to everything. Let's see. Plus 5 Doom versus the potential to get 2 to all. I think it would be worth running off because if it takes like 6 turns, that's 12 Doom. You know what I mean? Versus 5. While the school library computer doesn't have a modem, you have to bump into you happen to bump into a member of the computer club while asking around. She apparently just got a new system and is willing to let you borrow hers. Thanking her, you arrange to meet at her home in the city. Summer in the city. A sudden growl comes from behind a corner, making you stop. It's the ghoul. The ghoul. Oh, look at that. We can do 4 actions now. Nice. You lug the cardboard box full of PC parts up to your apartment stairs. Teeth clenched as you heave it up one step at a time. God damn. Our computer's heavy. They used to be. They used to be like bricks, man. I'm glad, you know, they're not. Because, like, when I bought my computer not too long ago, I live on the 3rd floor. I had to lug it all the way up the stairs. And it was, like, not even, like, 15 pounds, which is really great. Because they used to be, like, 40 pounds. But it also had, like, the monitor and everything with it. So, you know. Find an envelope lying on a pile in your bedroom. Inside is cash and a note that someone who has been watching you. They wish you luck. in your task and promise to meet you soon. Just how did this envelope end up in your bedroom? It's nice that we were able to get money before that guy showed up and forced us to, like, give him something for money. You wipe the sweat from your brow and you finally finish setting up the computer in your bedroom. After a few tests, you're now certain that everything is functional. The newscaster on the TV says that the, you know, self ending rate is still climbing. Worse, the morbid trend is beginning to catch on in other nearby towns. You need to act quickly. Not wanting to wait for an elevator, you decide to take a rarely used staircase. You suddenly trip, but grab the railing at the last second. When you get up to inspect what caused you to trip, you freeze in terror. It is slowly standing up. It's the twisted corpse. -3 reason. He doesn't have a... Oh, I can't attack him because he's a ghost, right? Bye. Hoping to find a lead, you head to the hospital. With how many deaths there have been, the hospital is in chaos. The staffs look exhausted. When the receptionist lets her head down onto the desk for a minute, you slip out of the waiting room and into the hospital quarters. Aren't we a nurse? Can't we just walk through there? I went to the wrong place. Loud knocking wakes up in the middle of the night. Open up. We're going to call the police this time. Yeah. What's that? What the heck is that? What? I've never seen that before. What the heck is that? Okay. The man escapes when he hears the police sirens, but before he goes, he draws an unfamiliar symbol in the blood on your front door. Let's actually go to the hospital this time. I'm not too concerned about Doom. We're at almost 60%, but I think we only have one more campaign after this, and this one's almost done with, I think. Someone has been branding patients with occult symbols. I changed my mind. The Doom is getting a little too high now. Anyway, you overhear two nurses talking about a girl whose attempt failed. Apparently, she recovering at her grandparents' home at the village in the city's outskirts. You exit the hospital and make your way to the nearest bus stop. We're going from downtown. Through the dirty restaurant window, you notice a shady-looking man wearing a jacket covered in strange symbols. He stops in front of a house, visibly nervous. Before he enters the house, he turns around as if he's checking and weigh unwanted followers. What do? We're going to follow him this time because I think never mind. Perception's not high enough to Doom. As you pull into the village, let me go ahead and select the village because I don't want another incident. We're probably going to get into a fight because that threat level's pretty high. 1 negative modifier to all skill checks. That sucks. Stamina reason penalties increase. That sucks a lot, actually. As you pull into the village bus stop, a news story comes on the bus driver's radio. An entire class in Shinakawa students left in front of a train, hand in hand. You move urgently as you exit the bus and begin searching down the village. Kind of makes me think of, that, have you ever seen that movie Read or Die? It's an anime where it's like this organization found this so I'm not going to go into too much detail because it's really interesting and I think if you like anime, it's worth watching if you can find it. But it's basically the same concept as this campaign, but with a lost Beethoven song, and that's all I'm going to say about that. I should have watched that movie. It's been a while. I have it on DVD. An old man stops you and invites you into his house. You follow reluctantly, only to be amazed by the number of dusty old sorcery books inside. Where can you get some of those? Barnes & Noble? No, those are just for fun. Play around, I guess. I can teach you a thing or two about magic, he says. Don't worry about payment. I'm sure we'll work things out. I'm going to decline. You don't decline me, you fool, he shouts as you flee the house. The old man throws a book at you, and one of them hits you in the head. It would be funny if you got like a book item from that. That's kind of a lost opportunity, I think. When you find the girl's house, her grandparents greet you solemnly. They thank you for the efforts to stop the deaths. Forgive her, her grandfather says as he leads you into her bedroom. She's a kind girl. Something has happened to her. You try to lose the masked man who had been following you the whole morning. You eventually find yourself at a dead end. Looking for a way out, you hear branches snap behind you. It's the cult delinquent. Mess him up. Got it. Anatomy class, extra damage against humans. That's good. I'm gonna go with knowledge again. The recovering girl is more than happy to not only confirm the bulletin's existence, but to give you its number. You have to do what it tells you. Trust me, you won't regret a thing. She beams at you as her grandmother struggles to make her swallow the pain medicine. I'll be back to join you all soon. Wait for me, okay? Disquieted, you give the grandparents your phone number and hastily leave. That little musical cue sounded like it was straight out of Earthbound. We're gonna politely refuse. Because we got the wine last time, and I don't want the steak this time. A friend returning from a trip to Africa has invited you to dinner. This time, they've outdone themselves. This is a real feast, full of exotic meats. It's getting late, and you can't stay for long. But the host asks you if you want to take anything home with you. No, thank you. That's okay. See me another time, will you? Your friend says, we still have a lot of catching up to do. As soon as you arrive, you dial the number and put the modem headset to your modem. Put the handset onto the modem. Your heart pounds as the computer fan exhales. The system hums. You hear a brief dial tone, and then it finally connects. Welcome home. Do you like it? I'm gonna say no. It's okay. You don't have to be ready yet. Everyone will be waiting for you. I guess we have to continue. Your connection suddenly cuts off. When you attempt to reconnect, you find that the number has been blocked from accessing the bulletin. Dejected, you solemnly pack up the computer and give it back. However, you arrive back at the computer club and find a note on the door that says, see you all soon. You soon learn the club members leapt in front of the train, holding hands. With little other choice, you sell off the computer. The guilt weighs on you, and all the while, +3 funds, 5 Dune, -3 reason. You find that the bulletin's number in the phone book, but when you arrive at the address, you find that the place is empty. The bulletin was moved out of desperation. Police began confiscating modems and banning students from the computer use. Despite this, the incidents only seem to grow faster. They spread even further beyond Shiokawa, to your guts twist in knots every time you pass by a computer club's door. I don't know why we're at the computer club. Aren't we like a nurse, an adult, like a 22-year-old nurse who is more than likely not, in school? Okay. Preparing for the worst, people are stocking. Okay, so that just makes everything more expensive. That's fine. Could be a lot worse. We could have like no working shower to get some reason back. Then we got to deal with the eels. Oh yeah, and we got Kana, our friend, helping us on this one now. I think I did the one ending. Yeah, I'm not gonna do the ending where we get the extra knowledge to get like that one ending. So I'm definitely not gonna do that because I know I did that last time. Because I remember doing the disclaimer before that. While returning to your home, someone suddenly bumps into you. Did you know? You turn around, it's your friend living in the same apartment complex, Kana. That weird dude is back. You know, the one who studies fishes? You shrug, opening the door. Kana allows and uh, follows and immediately enters the kitchen. A while later, she returns with 2 cans of soda. Aren't you curious? What weird fish did he bring this time? She grins. I saw the creepy neighbor carrying the jars inside his apartment. I wonder what weird fish did he find this time. Will you check it out? He will surely recognize me if I try to do it myself, please. All right. Try and speed through this one because Doom's starting to get a little high. Take a sip of my water real quick, though. Kana's voice is, not hard for me to do, but it's not, great either. When you stop by home to pick up your lunch, you find a pile of mail. We're gonna check them later. um, Place the letter on the kitchen table, feeling an anxiety attack coming on. We usually check it, that's why. Dude's working at the school right now. We could break into his office. What do you mean we shouldn't? Must be empty because he just came back from his classes. Classes begin next week. A tall woman with an unsettling face and twitchy lips stops you. I'll be your new biology teacher. Could you help me move some stuff in the office? We're gonna decline. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. She suddenly grabs your hand and insists, -2 reason. That, yeah, I don't know about that. Luckily, it succeeded, but that was pretty neat. Creepy substitute teacher hands you some old books to carry. Among the mundane items, you find one called "Extinction of Mankind." You shudder, feeling, I'm gonna Amazon that. Is that a real book? It just sounds like, it sounds like it's one of those um books that's like, here's like potentially what's going to happen in like X amount of, hundreds of years. Um Nope, I don't see anything. You know what I'm talking about, like one of those like academic books written about like from someone that's like, oh, this is like something that could lead to that, possible ideas being thrown around, kind of one of those things. The neighbor's office at school is empty. You find a few jars, all filled with weird eel-like fishes. Despite your protests, Kana decides to take a jar home. I actually thought I was going to get attacked there because the screen was like that. But, Have you ever seen an eel like this? It's so freaky. Don't you have a feeling it's watching us? How can she sip her soda so calmly staring at this creepy creature? How can you just sit there and eat pizza? As you prepare a bath, you think about all of this possible leads so far. We're going to do the cold bath um, because I don't want Doom to go up. I'd rather lose a couple stamina. um, I might go see if I can get a sewing kit or something. Your body wasn't prepared for a cold bath, and you feel the cold coming on. This won't change that up there. Ooh, that wouldn't, you know, that wouldn't be bad to have. Bone saw. It's good against undead creatures. Knowledge 5, speed. I actually don't know if that would be better than scalpel at this point. We're going to stick with the scalpel. We're going to get the empty bottle and we're going to try... Yeah, okay. Now we got to like... Oh, I didn't have money for it. That sucks. I've seen him burning some notes behind our apartment building. Let's go check it out, okay? Mm-hmm. Is this eel even alive? A woman jumps out of her apartment covered in gore. Between sobs, she tries to explain what happened. She was taking a shower and suddenly the shower head started spraying blood. A trail of blood leads back to the apartment. Check the bathroom, calm her down. Success. +4 reason. That's nice. The woman sniffs and smiles weakly. You feel like you have prevented something awful. Kana was right. Someone tried to burn some papers. They must have been in a hurry because some of the papers look salvageable. Both of you return to the apartment and decipher the notes. Legend from the prefecture eels tells of a small bit of robbers who would all visitors and dump their corpses into a lake filled with eels. Eels of the prefecture lay their eggs inside. Okay. That's so weird. Your neighbors really was into eels, it seems. You begin to wonder if spying on your neighbor was a good idea to begin with. I'm beginning to wonder if we're going to make it with a Doom level. You hear rustling on the other side of your apartment door. Someone is trying to break in. It's the stalker guy. Oh, I got a concussion. -1 knowledge. Oh, that's not a big deal. Just to the end of the mystery. And we got a baseball bat, which we're going to sell. Because we don't need it. And we're going to throw these notes out. And by that I mean put them in the box. There must be something more we can learn. I'll try to break into his apartment tomorrow morning. I wonder if he's hiding anything in there. You shrug nonchalant, committedly. You just wish you could throw his damn jar in the trash. This summoning ritual has to be stopped at all costs. Oh man, we got these guys. Oh gosh, let's see. 3 to stamina, 3 to... Can I take out the guy with the stamina fast enough to not... Yes, okay. Okay, that wasn't bad. We got Mr. Pachinko and Mr. Slot Machine, basically. Oh, and we got... That is so good. So good, man. You know, I wonder if you could buy get a bunch of those painkillers and actually OD in this game. That's something I need to try at some point. I don't think I've ever tried that. Thinking about how stupid it was for Kana to try to break into your neighbor's apartment, you go to sleep. You spend an entire day waiting for Kana. Where the hell is she? Look at the school. With the trail growing cold, it might be time for a different approach. Could a similar case have occurred in the past? Trip to the library. Never mind, that was a bad idea. Kana has been missing since yesterday. You decided to check the neighbor's apartment. We're not going to go into the bathroom. We're not going to go into the bathroom because I don't want to proc that. You cautiously enter the neighbor's kitchen. You are shocked to see countless jars filled with eels flailing and restlessly. Where the hell is Kana? Oh wow, they actually still give you that option? Maybe it's because we got the paper. I found the neighbor. I found the neighbor, but when his eye burst, I slipped on the blood and lost consciousness. I'm afraid there's something in my own eye. Go to the hospital. You rush to the hospital with Kana, getting a lot of attention from horrified people. Your friend is taken immediately to the operating theater, and you collapse on a chair in the waiting room. When you wake up, it's already night. Trying to ask about your friend, you are met with weird reactions as if she never existed. You rush to the operating theater yourself, but you are stopped by armed policeman. Whatever happened to the doctor? It must have been too late to help. You're still processing the events. You're still processing the events of the previous night. Corpse eating eye eels that lay their eggs and eyes. Sitting before your apartment building, you watch the police officers empty out the neighbor's place. You wonder if you will ever hear of your friend again. Plus 30 experience, minus 3 doom, plus 1 stamina reason, plus 1 day. One knowledge, dexterity. We're gonna double down on the knowledge because I know we've got to take out that guy super quick. The guy that just gives you doom. I mean, I love Doom. It's a great game. 1 and 2. I haven't played 3 in a long time, so I don't remember it. And I haven't played the newer ones. Whole town stopped receiving outside signals from the radio. Must be failure. That's fine because we can still get water. No reason to get the experience at this point. We'll just fill up the water bottle and get more stamina. That'll allow us to get like 1 stamina back if we need it. So now we are going to go to the lighthouse. The ominous lighthouse has been closed down for longer than you can remember. Maybe William Dafoe is there. Open up all of these locks and break on in. You finally made it inside. The cursed lighthouse. Your gut is telling you the two things, that whoever or whatever is behind the weird events must be at the highest floor of this place, and that you should run away from this place as far and fast as you can. You're afraid you won't be a way back once you get started climbing. I don't think there is an option for like running away or climbing. Climbing up the winding staircase, you are stopped by a masked man wearing an expensive suit. The roles change. Wow, were you running into him immediately? No problem. Usually he's like higher up. You were stopped by a girl wearing a dirty black school uniform. I'm sorry, but I can't let you go any further, she says, reaching into her bag. It's too late anyway. You instinctively take a step back, and you notice a knife in her hand. You have to think fast. Try and reason with her. Not enough charisma. Yeah, she, self-terminates. Going up the stairs. Following the winding staircase, you find a metal gate. Blocks your way. It's locked, and you notice an electrical cable. It seems to be connected to the door, and a hole inside the central pillar. The one that looks like it's got teeth in it? If there's a switch inside, you'll have to risk getting cut by the numerous glass shards. Not enough dexterity. You can feel the sharp glass ripping your flesh as you search for the switch. Finally, you grab a cable and follow it to your with your bleeding fingers until you find the button. It's kind of interesting that you don't get the cuts on your fingers status from that, even though it doesn't do anything. Continue climbing. Following the winding staircase, you are stopped by darkness. A thick black cloud is obscuring your vision, and you can swear something is waiting for you. Light your way. Light source seems to somehow repel the darkness. That's usually how light works. And you can continue to climb the staircase safe. I don't think we're in that much danger of the doom. Following winding staircase, you were stopped, waiting for a moment. Someone broke into your apartment and stole all of the clues and newspaper clippings. How did they do that when I just left the apartment to come straight here? And then they got up the stairs faster than I did? And pin them here. The more you study them, you discover you can't remember any of them, except one. Select the title of the second mystery you investigated, which was the ramen, right? Because we did the contagious first. Yeah, I think it was the ramen. Correct. 10 experience. Following the winding staircase, you find a metal gate that blocks your way. A cable that should be powering the currently disconnected. The power box itself is covered. And I'm going to get burned. I'm going to get burned doing this because I don't have the strength. You just inhale the fumes. Told you. Surprised at how much effort it takes to disconnect the faulty plug. As you force it, the weird goo burns your fingers. Finally, you manage to separate the faulty plug and connect the proper one. With a buzz, the gate opens. We did it! We did it! The dark clouds swirl around the lighthouse. Did you arrive too late? Sorry, I bumped the mic again. Daytime arrives. As the unusual fog slowly lifts, you are relieved and collapse on the floor. Yay! Student Survivor. I don't know what that one is. Complete the game with the 6th character. Okay. She's... whatever. That one's for going through 3 successful campaigns. That one is doing the Eldritch backstory. We already did... where the Restless one immediately unlocked. The next day, everything feels like a bad dream. You managed to stop the ritual awakening, the Eldritch Old God. But what's done is done. It will stir in its slumber again and again until the stars are right once more. Congratulations, you were safe. Congratulations, you survived on the cultist difficulty. Hunted by the cult. 93% doom. Timeline A. 60 minutes. Managed to solve 5 mysteries and plaguing this town, 2 new events, 13 new enemies, 4 new achievements. And that should unlock challenge mode, and since Mimi is already unlocked, her challenge should already be unlocked. Which means that, like, you know, that's going to be the next one that happens. We're going to attempt to do that one. I'm just going to go look at it real quick. Challenges. So what do we have unlocked as far as challenges go? We have that guy. I think I've chosen the worst time to quit. Challenge. Hadu. World of Horror. Old God Random. Special rule. Automatically discard all acquired cigarettes. Start with a bottle of water. So the whole reason that that's like a part of the challenge is because he gets like nicotine withdrawal and that lowers his stats. So he just immediately has like bad stats with it and, you know, doesn't get better basically. You can't do the cigarettes to get better. Don't you see the person following me? Cultist Kyrie. World of Horror, Random God. Start with a Mind Drain, a random spell, and a new personal stat, Ghastly Presence, that will disable all offensive combat actions. Oh, right, you have to use spells for her. Which does, there is something, there's a achievement, which I think I mentioned it before, that achievements in this game unlock, like, more items and more campaigns and stuff. There is something for getting like 5 spells at one time. So that's probably the best way to go about it, is because you can acquire a lot of spells with her. This one is the is Mizuki, the idol. Only after your photo shoot was canceled did you discover that every business in Shiokawa is closed. Did everyone move out or something? So basically, all additional actions but rest are disabled for the duration of this playthrough. But basically it means like all you can do is either rest and do mysteries. But what we're going to do is Mimi's little project. That's going to be the next episode. It's time to put my knowledge to use. Very difficult. True Believer. random old god. Before each investigation, you'll have to choose one experiment to perform. That is the one we're going to go with. But I'm going to end the episode here. Appreciate you watching. If you made it to this point in the episode, I really, really appreciate it. And I hope to see you on the next one. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.